What is going on, people? This is John of Pipney, and welcome back to another sports reaction talking about the Chicago Bears taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. But before the start of the official video, just remember to like and subscribe and share the video. And if you are a returning subscriber, just make sure to like and share. Just keep the channel growing. I'm almost at 300 subscribers. I'm very close to hitting my goal of 500 subscribers. So just keep the channel growing. I appreciate it. But now it's time to start the official video. And the Chicago Bears is coming off a devastating loss against the Green Bay Packers after having two consecutive victories, one against the Lions and also against the Las Vegas Raiders. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is coming off another key victory, this time against the Philadelphia Eagles. And they have won 3 consecutive games after losing to the Los Angeles Rams in Week 3. Now, the last time these two teams did face, the Chicago Bears did secure the victory. They did put a lot of pressure on Tom Brady, and they was playing very tight coverage on the wide receivers. Now, they was able to get their running game going, but the Chicago Bears was able to shut that down eventually and lead to them having the lowest scoring output of the season that year. But this year is very different. The Tampa Bay offense looks way more in tune this year compared to where it did last year. And this Chicago Bears defense is not as good as it was last year, especially in the secondary. So this is going to be a very tough matchup for the Chicago Bears. But as of right now, I'm just going to give you the 3 keys to the game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to secure the victory against the Chicago Bears. And the first thing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need to do is to get the tight ends involved early and often. The Chicago Bears do struggle covering tight ends on a consistent basis. And if the Bears cannot cover the tight ends early and often, that will definitely open up doors for the wide receivers to be able to get open, and also leave for the running backs to be able to come out of the backfield and get the ball and be able to trend upfield and just be able to get consistent yards after the catch. And key number 2 to the game is to basically just get the ball to your star wide receivers, Mike Evans and also Antonio Brown. With feeding the ball to the tight end early and often, that will allow for Mike Evans and Antonio Brown to be in one-on-one coverage, which means that they have an easier time being able to beat their man one-on-one, which in mind will simultaneously be able to open up the rushing lanes for the running backs and keep the Chicago Bears defense off balance. And if Tampa Bay offense is able to do that, it for sure should be an easy victory for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And key number 3 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is to basically unleash that defensive line, that pass rush on the Chicago Bears offensive line. And with it, they'll make it a lot easier for their cornerbacks to be able to succeed. Now, everybody and their mama know how very good this pass rush can be for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is able to stop the run early, then they'll be able to pin their ears back early and be able to get to the quarterback and just make life hell for the rookie quarterback, Justin Fields. And if the pass rush can make life hell for Justin Fields, then it definitely will make life a lot easier for the Tampa Bay defensive backs. And they'll basically be able to have free interceptions because it seems like Justin Fields does have a habit of just letting the ball loose and just throwing it in the air and giving anybody opportunity to get it. But once again, those are the keys to the game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now we're moving on to the Chicago Bears. And to start off the keys to the game for the Chicago Bears, it is very simple what key number 1 is, and that is to still constantly put pressure on the quarterback. Now, the Chicago Bears was able to do it against the Green Bay Packers, but they're definitely going to have to be able to put a lot of pressure on Tom Brady. And it can't just be Khalil Mack or Robert Quinn or Akeem Hicks, who possibly is going to miss this game because of that nagging growing injury. But it has to be other guys being able to step up, like Mario Edwards Jr., Bilal Nichols, Eddie Goldman. Someone has to step up and make it that much difficult for this Tampa Bay offense to be able to move the football. Now, if that Bears front 7 is able to stop the run and also be able to put the pressure on the quarterback, then that will make things a lot easier also for the Bears and defensive backs as well. But the thing that frustrates me the most is not only the simple fact that Justin Fields is holding on to the ball, but it's leading to my second key to the game, and that is that offensive line for the Chicago Bears. Now, the key to the game, of course, is this offensive line. They have to be able to play a lot better, especially in the passing game. They have performed a lot better every week as time went on in the run game, and the Bears, I believe, is top 10 in rushing. But they have to be able to protect the quarterback, and also Matt Nagy and Bill Lazor is going to have to call up very efficient plays to keep Justin Fields in the right position to succeed. Because with this abysmal offensive line, they're going to have to put together a very good scheme to make sure to get everybody involved. And that goes from the tight ends, from Cole Kmet to Jimmy Graham, all the way to the wide receiver position with Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney. But with all of that, it all starts with the offensive line being able to protect Justin Fields better, and also the offensive play calling being a lot better to also put the other players in excellent position to succeed. And with that, leading up to my key number 2 is to run the football even more. Now, Khalil Herbert showed you what he had against Green Bay and against the Raiders. And I believe that if the Bears' offensive line is able to hold steady, at least in the run game, then he'll be able to provide a stellar same type of performance. And if Damian Williams is able to come back from the COVID-19 list this week, then he'll be another added layer to that Bears offense. But once again, only how all of this success does happens if the play callers is able to come together and construct a great game plan. And that doesn't matter, once again, if it's Matt Nagy or Bill Lazor. So when it comes down to it, in order for the Bears to be able to succeed, they're going to have to emulate the same game plan that they had with the Green Bay Packers, but be able to execute it a lot better. And that's what will lead to the Bears winning this game. But as of right now, we're getting down to the prediction for the score of this game. And because Tampa Bay is continuously dominating everybody in the league right now, I don't see that it's going to stop right now with the Chicago Bears. They had an opportunity to win last week, heading into this week and being able to at least be able to ride high, but I don't think the Bears are going to be able to come out with the victory, much like I was surprised that they did it last year. In this prediction for the game, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning this game 31-17 over the Chicago Bears. And why is my prediction that way? Well, it's very simple. The Chicago Bears, as of right now, is trending down after having a heartbreaking loss against the Packers. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is still continuing to trend up, winning their third straight game after losing that Week 3 matchup against the Los Angeles Rams. And it seems like if they was to play the Rams again, they probably would destroy them this time around. But that's going to do it for me, guys. Once again, this is Jonah Pipney bringing it back to you with another sports reaction, talking about the Chicago Bears taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this Week 7 matchup. All right, people. Peace out and go Chicago Bears.